Hey there, welcome to Subliminal Machine. Connor Bryan here, and today we're going to be going over dyads and tonality. By the end of the lesson, with a little bit of practice, you'll be able to do something like this. So without further ado, let's get started. In the Western music system, there are two basic sounds that make up the majority of chords you will come across. Major chords are typically associated with an upbeat, happy feeling. Minor chords, on the other hand, are often associated with a melancholy, sad feeling. From my experience as an instructor, I've noticed that some people can innately sense the difference between major and minor tonalities. That is, when I play some example chords, they are naturally able to distinguish if the chord is a major or a minor chord. Not all people possess this ability by default. That is okay. Not being able to distinguish between major and minor right off the bat will not stunt your growth. It is possible, and not at all difficult, to begin to hear the differences after some exposure. Since you are probably wondering if you can innately sense these differences, I will now play a series of 5 chords. After I play the chord, there will be a small delay. Try to guess whether the chord I played was major, or happy sounding, or minor, sad sounding. Here's the first chord. That was a minor chord. Here's the second chord. That was a major chord. Here's the third chord. That chord was also major. Here's the fourth chord. That chord was neither major nor minor. It's a trick question. This is a suspended chord. We'll talk about these later on. Finally, here's the fifth chord. That was a minor chord. As you continue along your journey, you'll become more exposed to the different chord sounds, and you'll be able to tell whether they're major or minor much easier. This is a valuable skill to have, and is part of becoming a well-rounded musician. Dyads, think di as in the prefix for two, are sounds which contain 2 notes. Because these 2 notes are close in proximity, they are a great place to begin learning about the guitar. They are easy to play, can sound good, and look the same almost everywhere on the fretboard. Above, you can see the 2 basic patterns for creating dyads. This first dyad is the pattern for a major dyad. When played together, they produce a happy sound. This second dyad is the pattern for a minor dyad. When played together, they produce a sad sound. A dyad is composed of 2 notes. The first note, which is on the bottom, is called the root note. Root note is a fancy way of saying the main note of a particular sound. If you place the root note of a major dyad on an A note, it's an A major dyad. The second note, which is on top, is called the mediant. The mediant determines whether the dyad sounds major, happy, or minor, sad. In a major dyad, the mediant is located 1 string up and 1 fret up. In a minor dyad, the mediant is located one string up and 2 frets up. Not all strings on the guitar are equal. The distance between E and A is the same as the distance between A and D. Likewise, the distance between D and G is the same as the distance between B and D. However, the distance between G and B is slightly less. If you try to play the typical dyad pattern on the B and G strings, you'll run into a problem. In the examples above, the major dyad pattern sounds minor, and the minor dyad pattern doesn't sound major or minor. When you want to play a major dyad on the G and B strings, try using this pattern. When you want to play a minor dyad on the G and B strings, use this pattern. Let's write down some dyads on the tablature above and figure out which notes we're hitting. To do this, we'll compare the numbers on the tablature to the notes on the virtual fretboard. The 5th fret on the 5th string is a D. The 4th fret on the 4th string is an F sharp. We went up one string and 1 fret. This is the major dyad pattern. Therefore, a D major dyad contains D and F sharp. The 4th fret on the 4th string is an F sharp. The 2nd fret on the 3rd string is an A. We went up one string and up 2 frets. This is the minor dyad pattern. Therefore, an F sharp minor dyad contains F sharp and A. The 6th fret on the 3rd string is a D flat. The 6th fret on the B string is an F. We went up one string, and we're on the 3rd string. This is the major dyad pattern. Therefore, a D flat major dyad contains D flat and F. Anywhere you fret these exact notes on the fretboard will create the same dyads. The D major dyad, which we discovered contains a D and an F sharp, can be played on any D and any F sharp on the fretboard, as long as you only fret those 2 notes. There are a lot of places to fret these. Most of them will be in a different octave, however. As you progress on guitar, you will inevitably wish to play covers of songs you enjoy. Though Subliminal Machine's curriculum tends to avoid relying on material from other musicians, it is important to know how to approach them when you decide to learn them on your own. Using dyads, you can translate popular songs into an easier-to-play format. The process is quick and painless. If you Google the chords for Mary Jane's Last Dance by Tom Petty, you'll discover the primary chords of the song: A minor, G, D, A minor. When looking at chords, if you see a lowercase m next to a letter, you are supposed to play the minor version of that chord. If you do not see anything following a letter, you are to assume that that chord is major. Since we have not yet gone over how to play full chords, let's translate these chords into dyads instead. The first chord in the sequence is A minor. If we look on the virtual fretboard below, we can see that the closest A is on the 6th string, 5th fret. The minor pattern dictates that we move up one string and up 2 frets. This is the first dyad in the sequence. The next chord, G, makes its first appearance on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. The major pattern dictates that we move up 1 string and up 1 fret. This gives us a G major dyad, the 2nd dyad in our sequence. Next, we're looking for D. We could go to the 10th fret of the 6th string, but it would be easier to go to the 5th fret of the 5th string. Once again, we'll move up 1 string and up 1 fret to find our mediant for a major dyad. This gives us D, F sharp, our D major dyad. The last chord in the sequence is A minor, which is the same as the first. This gives us the entire sequence. By playing these simple dyads, you can bring out the sound of the song. This is a good way to begin the process of building finger strength. To make a song fresh, you can play a dyad in a different octave. Using your diagram of the fretboard, find every location of a G minor dyad, and then find every location of a B flat major dyad. This will give you further insight into the patterns of the fretboard. The process of learning guitar is applying techniques to songs you enjoy listening to. For this project, search the internet for a song you like and find the chords. Take these chords and turn them into dyads. Hint: it's easier to pick campfire songs, which are songs that have simple progressions repeated over and over.